Hey everybody, this is Beth Durinsky from Odyssey Insurance and Investments, and you're listening to the podcast, Real Insurance Made Simple. As a working mom of young kids and a small business owner, I know firsthand life happens. So come along with me and learn how your insurance policies work when real life happens and you need them most. Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Real Insurance Made Simple. This is our Medicare mini-series that we are continuing with, and this episode is going to be on Medigap plans or Medicare Supplements. Last week's episode, as a recap, was our interview with the local membership director from the YMCA in our area, Tamika, on silver sneakers or additional gym memberships that go with your supplement and or advantage plan. Next week's that you can be on the lookout for is going to be kind of like a this for that episode. Medicare supplements do this and Medicare Advantages do that, for a kind of just very brief, very general overview of what those look like. And then upcoming in the future, after that one, it should be the episode with Brooke from a local nursing home. She's a nursing home director, on how supplements versus advantage plans work within the nursing home setting as well, which is really super exciting. So today, let's go ahead and jump into the Medicare supplement. The Medicare supplement is honestly probably the most common term that Medicare beneficiaries come to me with, and they say, hey, I need a Medicare supplement. But when they get here, they're asking more questions about a Part C or Medicare Advantage, or I see a lot of people who have a Medicare Advantage plan or Part C plan, and they are calling it a supplement. And that is just not the case. Those are two different animals. They are apples and oranges. They are not the same thing. So, what is a Medicare supplement? A Medicare supplement is also known as a Medigap plan. A lot of people who are turning 65 will get their books in the mail on a Medigap plan. It's a very in-depth book. You can absolutely get all kinds of information from that. We are not going to be that detailed today. Again, this is a quick overview on what all of that looks like. So a Medigap or Medicare supplement plan typically pairs with traditional Medicare. The supplement is going to pick up the cost that would traditionally be passed on to you as the beneficiary, like that Part A hospital deductible or coinsurance or the Part B coinsurance. And again, if you go back to prior episodes, you can hear what those Part A costs are, the Part A out-of-pocket costs are in comparison to like the Part B out-of-pocket cost. So essentially, if someone just had their red, white, and blue only card, their Medicare only, they got nothing else to go with it, what would their costs be? A supplement would pick up those costs in a nutshell. However, it does depend on which supplement plan you choose, meaning are you going to choose a Plan G, a Plan N, because depending on which supplement plan you choose would depend on what specific out-of-pocket costs that come from Medicare your supplement would actually cover. So the coverages from a supplement could vary depending on which plan you choose, but in a nutshell, a supplement is designed to pick up those out-of-pocket costs that would traditionally be passed on to you as the beneficiary from Medicare. Again, I encourage you to start at the beginning of this mini-series to see how Part A and Part B cover and what those usual out-of-pocket costs are. Oh my gosh, guys, words are hard today. So go back and see what those usual out-of-pocket costs are and see what supplement you would need to pick up those costs. So what is covered? The out-of-pocket costs that come with original Medicare, the copayments, coinsurance, and deductibles, again, dependent on which particular supplement. What is not covered is just as important. It is important to know that vision, dental, hearing aids, eyeglasses, none of those are covered and approved by Medicare, and they're not going to be covered under your supplement. Again, if it's covered by Medicare and it's approved by Medicare, your supplement will then pick up the cost that would normally be transferred over to you. If it is not approved by Medicare and Medicare denies it, your supplement is going to deny it as well. Long-term care and private duty nursing are also not covered under a supplement. Finally, your prescription drug plan or your prescriptions are not covered under a supplement. If you are choosing to get a supplement to pair with original Medicare, you will also want to evaluate the prescription drug plans available in your area in order to get prescription coverage at the pharmacy. That is different. It would be a completely different plan not included in your supplement. You can review those options with a local agent. So essentially, if this is the route you go, you would have a red, white, and blue Medicare card, a Medicare supplement card, and a prescription drug plan card. So 3 separate cards for your medical / prescription coverages, essentially. Now, let's kind of move on to the types of supplement plans that you can get. I guess I should probably back up and clarify that Medicare plans are standardized policies. That means they are the same across each carrier or company that offers them. Meaning, if you're choosing to get a Plan G, for example, a Plan G is a Plan G is a Plan G. It is the same regardless of what company you are choosing to purchase that Plan G from. The main difference from company A, B, or C is going to be price. Company A can charge X price for Plan G, while Company C can charge a completely different price. So they are standardized. As a quick side note, some states have a slight variation in the way the plans are standardized, but that's only in a few states. If you think this applies to you, reach out to your local agent. Okay, so now back to what I was getting ready to go into, the types of plan. There are 10 different plans available as Medigaps or supplements. In our area, the most common plan is Plan G or Plan N. That's what we see most clients choose to go forward with, or what they already have when we're meeting with someone. It used to be Plan F. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so other plans that are also available are Plan A, B, C, D, K, L, and M. M like Mary. I previously stated Plan G or Plan N like Nancy is the most common that we see in our area. So I did mention Plan F was kind of its own unique animal. What's going on there? Plan F used to be one of the most popular in our area. It basically had no first dollar coverage from the Medicare beneficiary, but they chose to do away with that across the board for anyone who turned 65 after January 1st, 2020. So if your birthday was on or after January 1st, 2020, and that is when you turned 65, you are no longer eligible to purchase a Plan F Medigap plan. However, to this day, Plan F is still available if you want to purchase and you turned 65 prior to that date. Now, other things are going to come into play there, like underwriting, all of that stuff. So again, if you feel like this is something you want to look at, you turned 65 before 2020, reach out to your local agent, because there are a lot of ins and outs that come with that. Especially because I imagine at that point you are outside of your open enrollment. So anyways, reach out to your local agent. Okay, now each of these plans do cover out-of-pocket costs associated with original Medicare. And again, I feel like I've already said this and I feel like I'm kind of being redundant, but it's important to understand that Medicare is set up in its own way and it passes cost on to you and a supplement is designed to pick that up. So when I say out-of-pocket costs, what I mean is if someone has a red, white, and blue Medicare card and has nothing else, no supplement, no Advantage plan, they do not qualify for Medicaid or financial assistance, what their cost would be if they chose to utilize Medicare only with nothing else. What would the out-of-pocket cost be? So that's what I'm referencing when I say that. So your supplement, depending on which one you choose, will pick up those costs from Medicare. So a quick example, Plan G will cover the Part A deductible and the Part A coinsurance and the Part B coinsurance, but it does not cover the Part B deductible. And there are other coverages that come with it, but this is just a quick example. So with Plan G, you would be responsible for your Medicare Part B deductible because the supplement is letting you know we do not pick that up from Medicare. We only pick up that Part A deductible, not only, but for this example, Part A deductible, Part A coinsurance, and Part B coinsurance. So how does this work like when you're going to the doctor? Like, let's walk through an example of how the process would happen. So you have your Medicare card and you have your supplement card, right? So you go to the doctor and you make sure you provide both cards to your doctor. Let's say, for example, you have a Plan G supplement that pairs with Original Medicare. And let's say you go in for a Part B service, so just to your standard doctor's office, and you have not yet met your deductible. So what will happen is the doctor's office will file your claim with Medicare. Medicare sends them a partial payment back and a statement of how they came up with that payment. So let's say the service was $500. They're going to say, okay, of that $500, we're not paying $240 of it because the deductible has not been met, and we're going to pass that on to the beneficiary. And then they say, we are responsible for 80% of anything over the deductible. The client or patient or beneficiary, whichever term you want to use, is responsible for the remaining 20%, also known as the Part B coinsurance. So that means you, as the beneficiary coming from Medicare, would be responsible for the first $240 for the deductible and then $52 as 20% of the remaining balance of that $500 bill. But wait, you have a supplement. And for this example, it is Plan G. Let's remember, Plan G picks up that Part B coinsurance. So the bill goes back to the doctor's office for Medicare. The doctor's office then sends the next bill onto the supplement. And the supplement says, yes, that is correct. We do not pick up the Part B deductible. We are going to pay that Part B coinsurance of $52. Now you can bill the patient the deductible for $240. You've met that for the year. You satisfied it. So now you've met your cost that was passed on from Medicare, and the supplement already let you know that they were not going to pick up. So that is just a quick example. I hope that makes sense. Again, I feel like I'm being redundant when I'm talking about Medicare's out-of-pocket cost, but they're very simple. They all work the same way. So there's not a lot of ins and outs to a supplement other than understanding what out-of-pocket costs from Medicare are passed on to your supplement, and then what your supplement is going to pick up or pass on to you as the patient or beneficiary. So that is just really important, something to remember. Okay, kind of the last thing I really want to touch on with supplements is just going to be some final key features. It is important to note that depending on the company or carrier, some supplements do have an application fee while others do not. Let's see what else. Some plans do offer a household discount. So if you and your spouse essentially choose to get your separate supplements from the same company, you could get a small discount with that. Supplements typically do not have a doctor network that you are required to stay in. Typically, the rule of thumb, there's always an exception to the rule, but typically the rule of thumb is if a doctor's office accepts Medicare, they will accept your supplement. Let's see. The Medigap open enrollment period is a one-time enrollment when you turn 65 that lasts for 6 months. This does not repeat every year. Do not get this confused with the annual enrollment period affiliated with Part C or Medicare Advantage or the other enrollment periods out there. Your Medigap open enrollment period is one time. And if you miss that one enrollment period, you may potentially have to answer health questions to determine eligibility and even the rate that you'll be paying for the supplement. So if you miss your open enrollment, you could potentially have to pay more or even be denied coverage from a Medigap policy altogether. Now, as always, there's always a wait a minute, there's a catch. There are some scenarios that you may qualify outside of your open enrollment called guaranteed issue rights. These are very specific scenarios where you would qualify. If you think you may qualify for a guaranteed issue right or you are curious about these, we are not going into detail here. Please contact a local agent for this information. Okay, what else do we have on our key features? The premiums do typically go up on an annual basis as you age for a Medicare supplement policy. I do think it's good information to know that Medicare supplements have been around since the 80s, and a lot of beneficiaries do choose to go this route because it seems familiar to them. It is something that they've heard of, or maybe their parents had a supplement and they liked how it paid their bills or it coordinated with them. And sometimes they go with supplements because the terminology is familiar. Again, like I said at the beginning, a lot of people come to me using the word supplement and they're even using it incorrectly because that's all they know. So it is important to learn and know the difference on a supplement versus what else is out there. Okay, so I guess to wrap up here, my big point on a supplement is make sure you know and understand what you have and how it works. The better you understand your options and how it is supposed to work and how it is supposed to pay, I think the much happier you will be with your plan selection. If a supplement is even good for you, and if it is, which supplement is that going to be? Again, as always, I repeat this every episode, reach out to a local agent who specializes in this, who knows the ins and outs. If you do not have a local agent and you are located in Indiana or Ohio, please feel free to call our office at Odyssey Insurance and Investments and set up an appointment for a review or just ask us any questions you may have. If you need help finding an agent local to you, we don't always know every area, obviously, but we would do our best to utilize our contacts to maybe point you in the right direction. So you can still reach out to us and maybe we can point you in a direction of a local agent. Otherwise, our contact number is 812-932-2200. Have a great day and God bless, friends. Thank you all for listening today. We hope you found this episode helpful and informative as you navigate the world of insurance. As a reminder, this podcast is never for legal or professional advice, and you should always consult your local and licensed insurance professional. We wish you a week filled with love and blessings from the team at Odyssey Insurance and Investments.